Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate all of your support. Enjoy the video. Teacher Talking Sports here, and we are going to continue our series of MLB Mount Rushmores. We've officially reached the halfway point, so moving on to the second half. This is the 17th of 32 teams, doing one daily, naming the 4 best players, in my opinion, in franchise history. Today, we will take a look at the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins have had a lengthy history, starting in 1901, when they were known as the Washington Senators. From 1901 to 1904. From 1905 to 1955, they were actually the Washington Nationals, but the majority of people still called them the Senators. Of course, there's a Washington Nationals today. From 1956 to 1960, they are back to the Senators, and since 1961, so now 60 years, they have been known as the Minnesota Twins. The franchise has won 3 World Series in 1924, then waited 63 years for the next one, 1987 and 1991. So, of course, this is a subjective list. Be sure to leave in the comments who you would include in your Twins Mount Rushmore. There were a couple guys I had a really hard time leaving off, but here we are, in my opinion, the 4 best players in Twins franchise history. Players will be named in alphabetical order by last name. They're not ranked. Let's start off with Rod Carew. What a professional hitter Rod Carew was. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1991. Spent 1967 until 1978 with the Twins in those 12 seasons. Batted .334. 2,085 hits, 733 RBIs, 950 runs scored, and 271 stolen bases. Was named the American League MVP in 1977 when he led the American League in batting average, on base percentage, OPS, runs scored, hits, and triples. Also had finishes of 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th, and 11th in MVP voting with Minnesota. Won Rookie of the Year in 1967. As you could see, 7 batting titles, including that .388 batting average in 1977. His rookie season, he hit .292. Second season, hit .273. Then for 10 straight seasons with Minnesota, hit at least 300. Not only did he win 7 batting titles with Minnesota, led the league in on-base percentage 4 times, OPS once, triples twice, hits 3 times, and runs once. Rod Carew, one of the best hitters of the 1970s, has to be on the Mount Rushmore. Next, we have one of the early era great pitchers. Many see him as the best pitcher of that early era. We got Walter Johnson, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1936. Spent his whole career with the Washington Senators / Nationals. 2-time MVP, 3-time Triple Crown winner. Of course, they didn't call it that back then, but if you lead the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts, that's what it's known as now. 5-time ERA title, and was a member of their 1924 World Series winning team. If we go down, he played 21 seasons, all with Washington. Had a 417 and 279 record, 2.17 ERA, 531 complete games, 110 shutouts, 3,509 strikeouts, and a 1.06 whip. He won MVP in 1924 and 1913, so more than a decade apart were his MVP trophies. See all the black ink. 6-time leader in wins, 5-time ERA. We got 6 times in complete games, 6 times in shutouts, 5 times in innings pitched, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 times in strikeouts and 6 times in whips. Of course, whip also wasn't a thing back then. But Walter Johnson, clearly one of the best pitchers of the early 1900s. Well-deserving spot on this Mount Rushmore. Next, we have probably the best power-hitting player in Twins/Washington Senators history, Harmon Killebrew. Harmon Killebrew was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1984. Former MVP and a 13-time All-Star. Almost spent his whole career with the franchise. Spent 21 years with Washington, Minnesota. Played his final season with the Kansas City Royals. In his 21 years with the team, hit .258 with an .892 OPS, 559 homers, 2,024 hits, 1,258 runs scored, 1,540 RBIs, and a 1,505 walks. Possessed an excellent eye at the plate. He was named the AL MVP in 1969 when he hit a career-high 49 homers, tied for a career high, and a career-high 140 RBIs, also had a career-high and league-leading 427 on-base percentage. He led the league in homers 6 times, had 8 seasons altogether with over 40 homers, had 9 seasons with at least 100 RBIs, 2 with 100 runs scored, 7 with 100 walks. Led the league in slugging in 1963, had 2 seasons with over 1,000 OPS. When you think all-time sluggers in Twins/Senators history, Harmon Killebrew is at the top of the list. And finally, let's end the Mount Rushmore with Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett played his whole career with the Twins. Made the Hall of Fame in 2001. 10-time All-Star, 2-time World Series winner, 6-time Gold Glove, 6-time Silver Slugger, batting title, ALCS MVP, and an All-Star Game MVP. Played just 12 seasons due to an eye condition, but made those 12 seasons count. In those years, batted .318 with 837 OPS, 207 homers, 1,085 RBIs, 1,071 hits, 2,304 hits, and 134 stolen bases. Was named a Gold Glover 6 times in 7 years, spanning from 1986 to 1992. Had a runner-up MVP finish in 1992, twice finished 3rd, 6th once, and 7th 3 times. Hit over 300 in 9 of his 12 seasons, and twice came really close, hitting .296. Led the AL in hits 4 times, had over 200 hits 5 times. Had over 100 runs 3 times, over 100 RBIs 3 times, including a league-leading 112 in the strike-shortened season of 1994. Also won the most 2 recent World Series with the Twins. You may remember his historic catch in the outfield in 1991 against the Braves. Was also named the ALCS MVP that year in their win over the Blue Jays. But in his 2 postseason appearances, both culminating in the team winning the World Series, he had a combined .309 with 5 homers, 16 RBIs, and 16 runs scored in 24 games. So he also stood out in the postseason. Kirby Puckett is the 4th member of the Twins Mount Rushmore. So, in alphabetical order, our Twins Mount Rushmore is Rod Carew, Walter Johnson, Harmon Killebrew, and Kirby Puckett. All well-deserving, but of course, as I've done with each of these, got to go through some honorable mentions, and a tough guy to leave off was a guy who recently retired, Joe Mauer, one of the best catchers of this era, former MVP, batting titles. Tough guy to leave off. Other guys that deserve honorable mentions include Sam Rice, Joe Judge, Goose Goslin, Tony Oliva, Bert Blyleven, Johan Santana, Jim Cott, and Joe Nathan. Do you agree with this Mount Rushmore? Would you find a way to put Joe Mauer in? I believe Sam Rice is the all-time franchise leader in hits. Do you find a way for him in? Johan Santana was as dominant a starter as there was during his heyday. Do you find a way for him in? Let me know in the comments below. We will be doing another of these Mount Rushmores tomorrow. These are going on daily. We got 15 more, so stay tuned for those. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.